Hey everyone, and welcome to the Week 8 Connects You launch. The topic for this week is the habits of success, and we're going to be focusing on the topic of self-awareness and self-management. So basically, the habits of success are habits and skills that we want to exhibit every day in order to achieve success. So understanding your own emotions and who you are as a person will help you then make good decisions. And it's important to listen to your learning guide and listen to your instructors and your parents and your guardians, because they're the ones that are going to have you, they're trying to model those behaviors for you and provide feedback and coach you into making better life decisions. So the one that we're going to focus on first is the column on the left titled Self-Awareness and Management. And that's made up of emotional awareness and management, so being able to identify and manage your own behaviors and your emotions. Self-advocacy, so that's basically recognizing your personal strengths and weaknesses, and also at the same time knowing what your limitations are and having the ability to advocate for yourself and ask for help. And the third one is self-directed learning, which you all should be very familiar with at this point because we had just gone over the whole self-directed learning cycle over the first 5 weeks of the school year, I believe. And this is a very, very important skill to have in order to be successful with virtual learning. Self-awareness and self-management can really be summed up with the picture on the right. So what you think in your head affects how you feel, and then that ultimately affects the way that you act and what you do. So if you can try to be more positive in what you think and try to have a more positive outlook on life, you might feel a little happier, and then ultimately then you will end up making better decisions and hopefully ones that bring about more success. This here, at what speed am I going? I think this is a really good visual about self-management for the speed that you're working at. So for our school, we do have a lot of learners on that left side, the snail, the distracted learner. They're not paying attention to what they're doing, they're not listening, and their mind is elsewhere. So those are the kids that are trying to catch up on Netflix shows and doing anything but their schoolwork while they're supposed to be doing their schoolwork. So they're not really getting the most out of their learning. And then we have a lot of kids who are on the right, the rabbit that's working too fast and too sloppy. They're not turning in their best work, and they just really don't care anymore, and it shows. We really want to find people who are working in the middle part, the perfect part. They're focused, they're working at a good pace, not too fast, not too slow, and they know what they need to do. So those are our learners who are taking their time. They're reading, they're looking over the playlist and taking notes and actually reading the material on Odysseyware, and not just looking to whip through these quizzes and tests 3 different times. They're saving themselves so much time by just trying really hard the first time. So imagine how much more productive you guys could be if you just tried really, really hard on that first time. Whoa, mind blown. All right, discipline. We want to get away from thinking that discipline is a negative term. A lot of people think of discipline as you're in trouble and that you, like physical punishment. That is not how we want to view the word discipline. The purpose of discipline is to guide children to choose what is right through teaching and learning rather than forcing. So we want you to have the discipline to be a self-directed learner, to wake up every day at a reasonable time, to get on and work when your teachers are actually in the building. And we want you to continue to do that 5 days a week for the entire school year. And it takes a lot of discipline on your part. So the best discipline from your parents and your coaches and your teachers hopefully leads to children learning self-discipline. And that is what you need to be a good virtual learner. So when I think of discipline, I always think of this dog here. This is discipline to not just immediately take that treat. So now we'll just watch a really quick video on the Cookie Monster and the self-discipline that it takes for him to not eat those cookies before they're done.
Oh! Hey Siri, set timer for 14 minutes.
Okay, 14 minutes and counting.
Waiting for cookies. Hey Siri, play me waiting playlist. Thank you.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do
Me so hungry for cookie.
is to save every day till eternity. passes away just to spend them with you.
Hey Siri, check the timer.
Could make days
Here's the timer.
last forever.
Oh,
If words could make wishes come true.
All right, so that was just a cute little video to show you the self-discipline that it takes. For this week, for the first day, your reflection question is, how do self-awareness and self-management relate to the self-directed learning cycle? So you'll want to use this image on your left to be able to answer that question. So after you watch this, you should be going in, typing a private comment to answer that question of how does self-awareness and self-management relate to the self-directed learning cycle. So again, use the image on the left to help you answer that question. And if you need anything, reach out to your learning guides, and we will talk to you next week.